What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with NIO, Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar thus far, what's going on with the other factors involving NIO, and what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I begin the devil's information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them. And the offer ends very soon in just one day. So check it out before they're announced. The offer ends tomorrow. Anyways, looking at NIO, we have this resistance at this 4.6 area, and we have support currently at 4.5. Overall, NIO is still respecting a very, very nice uptrend, and there is more potential for this looking at the current trend. So I'm going to break down more details about this, why I still think that NIO is holding up very nicely, how the market could affect this moving forward, but you should be watching for as time progresses. But let's first talk about some economic data and stuff like that before I break down these charts. So right now, it's important to note that tomorrow is going to be Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. 1 hour before the market ends up opening, we have the economic data coming out. That includes the employment cost benefits, employment wages, and the employment cost index. Might cause some volatility an hour before market open. Then when the market opens, 15 minutes after that, we have the Chicago PMI coming out, followed by more data, including the Dallas Fed Services Index and the Dallas Fed Services Revenue Index. So some data is coming out 15 minutes after market open and an hour after the market is open. During those two time frames, look for some more volatility. And besides that, everything else is going to be kind of minor, at least for data. So that's going to be very important. Make sure you guys are ready for this. Look for some volatility tomorrow, 15 minutes after market open, and an hour after that. And then on top of all of this, we just had Paramount announce its earnings. And then going into tomorrow, before the market opens, we have PayPal and also Amazon announcing earnings, which is going to be very, very important. This is what the earnings calendar looks like so far, by the way. If you guys want to take a screenshot, you could, or if you want to look at it, this is what it's looking like. We have Apple also on Thursday. But for now, we're just going to focus on the couple that we just got right now. We have like Paramount announcing earnings. So Paramount has said that their CEO, Bob Bakish, is going to be stepping down and he's going to be replaced by a trio of executives, at least for the time being. That's something worth noting. He's been talking about that very, very briefly. And it's going to be very important for them because now the overall positions are changing. On top of all of this, the streaming has boosted quite a bit. We got 62 cents per share for the period excluding items, which is not too bad. That's actually above estimations. And their revenue is about 7.69 billion versus the expectation of 7.73 billion. It's a little bit short on revenue. The overall revenue was up 6% compared to previously, and it's not too bad. They also added over 3.7 million Paramount Plus subscribers during the quarter, totaling 71 million. Losses related to streaming narrowed to about $286 million as well, which is not as bad compared to what we saw before during the same period. So Backish is going to be once again leaving. It's very sad to hear, but it is what it is. And the company has to move forward nonetheless. So that is going to be very important. With that happening, with all these improvements to be made, this is very important, at least for the company. Earnings were not too bad, and the share price is still kind of flat despite that. For NIO is beginning its public trials of its 150 kilowatt hour semi-solid state battery packs ahead of the full rollout. That's very, very important because NIO has been talking about how it's mass producing its solid state batteries. That's very important with these battery packs, and they're open technologies to the public. On top of this, they're continuing to gain success from the passenger EV sales. There's a lot of time for them to continue to grow. They're also going to be continuing to grow as they have introduced the ET7 in 2021, teasing the new 150 kilowatt battery pack, which allows for much better ranges. And that's very, very awesome news for them. We're also talking about more of these tests that are going to be available in May before we start to see more releases. So that's going to be very important for them to improve their products, and they're going to be available very soon for different EVs. So that's actually very, very awesome. They said that they're going to be sharing the rollout of the 150 kilowatt battery packs after the May trial run. So beginning June 1st, they should have them. That's going to be great news for NIO. So we're going to be waiting for that. I also want to note that for Tesla, shares managed to jump 15% after they passed key hurdles to roll out their advanced driving assistant technology in China. This is very big because Elon Musk went there unexpectedly, and then he ended up just making this announcement that they're going to be investing more in AI. And on top of all of that, Tesla has continued to get its exposure in China, get a lot more support over there, and simultaneously, we're seeing more buyers stepping in. Excuse me. There was a lot of talk about how The regulations are changing, and this gives Tesla more advantages to help develop FSD over there as well. Moving forward, I just want to mention that McGuire gave Tesla a neutral, not Tesla, NIO a neutral rating. The price risk ratio is bouncing, but as NIO is gaining some strength. And we tend to see a lot of green on Tuesdays, at least 55% of the time. It's one of the best days of the week historically. We tend to see more volatility at 11 a.m. and also during the second to last hour of the day. And we'll see what happens right here with these new unveilings. We had 56 million in volume, not bad. The NIO continued to climb exactly as predicted. So the question is, what do I see moving forward? So honestly, guys, to me, it looks like NIO is trying to form a cup right here, and we could actually push a little bit higher to fill this imbalance. 4.75 is a real possibility, especially as the market tries to continue to push. So watch us if you can break 4.61. If this breaks, look for 4.75. If we break through this, then $5 is coming towards our 200 EMA. If it rejects here, we're going to be dipping a bit, and we could be forming like a cup and handle like structure too. But I do see a little bit more potential for this. Look for a test of 4.5 tomorrow, then possibly a bounce up to 4.75. And I find that to be very, very probable. So that being said, let's just go over SPY and a few others before I break down more factors for NIO. Tesla is on fire right now. This thing is just continuing to rip. It could dip a bit more and retest 192 to 190 one more time before it continues higher. And I think that we could easily be pushing up towards basically 200 flats a share, if not 204. So look for a little dip to continue right here towards 191 and a nice bounce. I think we could continue to push as we're seeing lots of hype and excitement about the big announcements that Tesla has made. On top of this, when it comes to SPY, we're also looking bullish. So about SPY, we managed to actually break through the 510 resistance, so we could continue this uptrend very, very slowly. And because we managed to break through this, I think that because we closed at 510, SPY could be going towards 512 by tomorrow. That's very probable we get a nice push, especially in anticipation of the FOMC meeting. So it looks bullish right now. We actually managed to hold above 510 and close above it. So look for more potential upside, and 512 becomes a real possibility for tomorrow. With the QQQ, we're going to likely test 433. We'll see if this breaks or not. If we do break this, then 435 is coming next. So I definitely see potential in this, and I think we could go a little bit higher towards that 435 area. We are looking a bit more bullish. For Nvda is on a nice uptrend, but we're hitting this resistance right here. I think that Nvda could attempt to break out. We could be retesting 872, then eventually start pushing towards 900 all over again. I think that the overall structure is bullish and we're forming kind of like an inverse head and shoulders. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually push up towards the 900 area. We might dip a little bit first towards the 870s and try to push our way back up. So I find that's to be very, very probable. And also for Aapl also has a nice couple structure. We have this imbalance to fill up here at 176. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually dip a little bit, retest the 173 area, then start to bounce and start pushing up towards 175 and then higher levels. So I also find that to be very, very probable. With that being said, that's it for the main five I typically go over. Now for NIO, I think it's going to follow this structure. Could dip a little bit towards 4.5. So look for a little dip tomorrow before it tries to rebound. I think eventually we're going to be looking for a 4.75 quite easily on NIO. That's what I'm seeing for the chart. So thank you all so much for listening. Have an absolutely incredible rest of the day, and I'll see you guys very soon tomorrow. Thanks again, guys, and peace out.